So I talk about on my show why there is no such thing as a good Christian. It is impossible. You cannot be a good Christian. It is fundamentally impossible. Now, you can be a good person who, despite being a Christian, still is a kind and loving person, but you cannot be a good Christian. If you don't understand the difference, I suggest going back to school and learning English, right? So, but I'll help you out. Good Christian. What is good in this instance? It's an adjective that describes Christian, right? So if you are a Christian, right, that is what you are. That is what you're identifying as. There is no such thing as a good Christian, right? Now, again, just to be clear, you can be a good person, a nice person, whatever, but believing in Jesus, pretending that the scam is real, is fundamentally enabling this kind of behavior. What kind of behavior? Check this shit out. So we have a video here of a bunch of so-called good Christians trying and begging for the real Christians to accept them. And, well, not going so well. Let's watch.
We are under attack. Look at the Los Angeles Dodgers, defaming the name of every Christian here on earth.
So, for reference, this dumbass, like, cultist, scam artist, con artist, whatever you want to call him, is talking about some sports team. Now, I looked this up a little bit ago, and apparently, like, some sports team did, like, a fucking pride event or some shit, and, like, so now all the churches are freaking the fuck out because the sports team did a pride event. What the fuck? Whatever.
It just burns a hole in my heart.
My heart? What is this guy, fucking Canadian? My heart?
Hole in my heart.
Like, what? This guy is from motherfucking, like, goddamn northern Alberta. Like, what the? My heart!
Angers me and embitters me. And it should you. We should feel that sting and fight against it. It just, I don't want to give these people a name. I don't want to give them that much credit. I want to cry.
Now, I just want to say, imagine, right? Step 1, you turn on your television. Step 2, you see a pride event. Step 3, you cry. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? So again, now I also want to say this. Christianity is a child molestation syndicate. Once again, if you pretend that there's any value in any church, what you're doing is enabling the grooming and predatory behavior of, again, against children by priests and other sort of clergy. There is no such thing as a good Christian. If you were a Christian, that's fine. I guess I was raised to believe in a Christian version of God. I stopped believing in God at 10 years old because I was praying and nothing happened, right? So I was like praying for years and turns out nothing happens. I realized Santa Claus wasn't real. I saw my mom putting presents under the tree one day and I was like, oh shit, Santa Claus isn't real. Maybe God's not real. So if a 9-year-old, if a 10-year-old can figure this shit out and you're 49 years old and you still haven't figured out Santa Claus isn't real, I don't know, man. Mental illness comes to mind. Now, again, we are all in favor of curing people. We are all in favor of helping people, healing people. I wish, right? So again, if you were a Christian, I'm not saying you're canceled forever. What I'm saying is you need to denounce the church, denounce the magical thinking, and use your power as someone who was a Christian to show what the scam really is. Again, fundamentally, there's no such thing as a good Christian. So what we're going to watch here in part 2 of this clip is a queer person who is trying their hardest to believe that God and Jesus is like whatever. And, well, this is what happens when you are queer and you want to fit in with the Jesus freaks.
And I just say that queer and trans people also carry the Holy Spirit. And that was really...
Now, I don't want to victim blame. I'm sorry here. But it's just like, queer people carry the Holy Spirit. Yo, I'm just like, you are a queer person, like, going up there and defending a cult that wants to literally fucking kill you. Like, I'm just like... Talk about, like, what is a Stockholm syndrome, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, you know? But, hey, sometimes people have to learn the hard way. Again, shout outs to this person. My only hope is that they learn the lesson from this. Now, again, you're going to see this is going to get really bad here, right? A queer person self-identifying as queer, trying to speak up about what the leader of this church just said, right? Again, the only good lesson to learn from this is, maybe the whole thing's a scam. Like, if this person leaves thinking, like, I'm the real Holy Spirit carrier and these guys are fake Christians, that's getting further down the fucking doom spiral of depression, of psychosis, right? But let's keep going here.
Painful to hear. That was really hurtful. I live in Georgia with my wife now. You baptized me.
I did.
I know you're talking about the Sisters of Indulgence, and I understand that from the outside it looks like they are defaming Catholic faith, but they only do that. They only take... There are queer children.
So you're seeing people are yelling at her, and now like people are like kind of like starting to like aggressively stance, you know, and stuff. You can't really get a good look at it, but you see a little bit of people like standing up and screaming.
Here. The Spirit of God moves through all people.
Now again, I don't know about you, but what I am seeing here is, again, if someone is speaking, you're allowed to speak at church theoretically, and someone is like trying to physically remove you, I view that as assault personally. What happened to free speech, you know? But let's keep going.
I will go.
God bless you.
And they're all clapping. So again, now you may not have heard it earlier because the volume is a little weird. But when this person was talking, there was like some dumbass who was like, "There's kids here! Whoa!" Now again, I just want to say this. The largest documented child molestation syndicate in the history of the entire fucking planet, all throughout human history, the largest child rape and molestation sexual abuse racket syndicate is the Christian cult. And these motherfuckers are like, "There's kids here!" Like, if anyone's a groomer, it's you bringing your kids to be groomed by the fucked up freak priests. Okay, now again, once again, to be clear, if you give any credence to the idea that there is something magical about Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, the Bible, if you want to say Jesus's teachings are noble and you want to use that because you understand most people in America, something, they believe in something about the Bible, so you want to try to use that. But once you pretend that there is some magical aspect of it, Jesus can have a cool philosophy, that's fine. But once you attach magic, the Holy Spirit's inside me, Jesus is watching me jerk off, there's angels in the sky guarding me, you are fucking insane. And again, you are enabling child rape. That's what you're doing. When you pretend Jesus is real, you are fundamentally enabling child rape, child molestation, terrorist attacks in the name of God, and just simply just the dumbing down of human beings, right? There is no such thing as a magical sky fairy named Jesus Christ. It is not real. You have been duped. The most obvious scam in the world. Now again, I get it. You grow up in a house. All the people there are scamming you. You're being scammed by your family. I get it. It's hard. But again, it's the year 2023, motherfucker. This isn't 1954. We have the internet, right? We have like, we can look into space. We know about space. We've been to the moon, motherfucker. Like, I'm just talking, like, if you still believe in this shit, I mean, you are hopeless, really. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. It's sad. It's sad to see people still fall for this fucking scam. And again, when you look at what's going on, what is the Christian cult doing? Raping kids, permanently traumatizing kids, grooming kids, and sponsoring terrorism against minority groups. If you still, for whatever reason, are pretending like this cult has any value whatsoever, you have lost the motherfucking plot. I'm sorry if that offends you. I'm not out here to convince you. I'm not out here to have a nice conversation. I'm out here to make fun of people like you. Now, if you want to have a phone call with me or whatever and we can talk one-on-one, that's a whole different story. This is my show. I say what I want, and these motherfuckers are crazy. And again, we're living in a world where, again, the largest child molestation racket, we know about it. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of documented cases of child sexual abuse all throughout the globe. And these are just the documented cases. Again, the documented cases. Over the last couple of years, these things have been coming out. So what about 100 years ago? What about 200 years ago? What about 500 years ago? What were these motherfuckers doing all throughout their entire existence, right? It's garbage. It's fucking trash. If you believe in Christianity, if you believe in any religion, you're a fucking moron. Now, again, religion, some religions, the word religion here is kind of has a weird thing, because some religions are more of the philosophical variety. Like you have Buddhism. Now, again, they have some sort of magical stuff in there, but it's kind of optional. It's not like the forefront of it. But when it comes to Christianity, the magical stuff is the forefront. When it comes to stuff like Islam, the magical stuff is the forefront. Same thing with Judaism. The magical stuff is the forefront. If you're like someone who's like, I was raised Jewish and, I don't believe in the God thing, but I like, Passover and I love all the, that's fine. That's great. I love tradition. I love holidays. I love getting together with family. Well, not during a pandemic, but, that's all well and good, okay? But once you start enabling the magical thinking, you are enabling this kind of behavior. Now, again, I can only hope that this queer person learns the lesson and doesn't double down on Jesus. But that's the thing about Jesus. It's a drug. Jesus is a very addictive drug. If you believe that Jesus is magical and that he's watching you jerk off and the guardian angels are in the sky, you need to detox. And it's really hard to detox from something that's so far ingrained in your mind. I know that. But again, we can only hope for the best for these people. I don't even understand how you can be a gay Christian. I just don't get it. It's just, I view you as dumber than a black conservative. You're just stupid. You're dumb. I don't know what to tell you, right? It's like the same thing as an immigrant who supports the Republican Party. You're just dumb. You're just dumb. You're a stupid fucking person. You're useless. You're worse than useless because you're a net negative on society. You're just fucking stupid. And I'm just sick and tired of pretending that these people have to be respected. I'm sorry. I don't fucking respect them at all. In fact, I have negative respect. That's the thing is 0% respect. You can say that, but I actually actively dislike these people. It's a huge fucking problem, and it makes my life worse having to live in a society with a bunch of fucking fucked up freaks. But there you go. That's, I guess, news for you. I don't know. Nor it's really just me ranting about religion again, but hey, whatever.